Hi there, Victoria from Manitoba, Canada. I don't know what I want to say because this is my first time doing anything like this. But I guess I'm on here to talk about my business and what I do for a living, I guess. Um, I know that sounds weird because you're like, what do you mean you don't know what you do for a living? Well, for the last 12 years of my life, I've been in the safety side of construction. I was an NCSO for the past 5 years and then taken all my safety administration courses and everything when I was working with BHP. And then before that, I was administrative assistant for most of my life. I did have a small cleaning business when the kids were young, just to allow me to be able to be with them more. And then I got so busy that it was just too much. So that's why I decided to go back to a 9 to 5 job. And it's not that my cleaning business wasn't a 9 to 5 job, it just started turning into like a 6 to 6 job. Just because you get clientele and you do a good job, you get more clientele, right? That's just kind of how everything works. But anyway, March of this year, I made the decision to quit my job. I wasn't happy. I was stressed going into work. I felt like safety was just being pushed aside. And that's really hard when you're a safety officer and you have, a duty to give your supervisors and your employee, like all the employees of the company, their due diligence of doing the paperwork, doing the things, and understanding why you're doing the things. So I got to a point where I was just like, I feel like I'm babysitting teenagers. I am a mother of 4. I am a biological mother of 2. My oldest son is 21. My youngest son is 19. And then I do have 2 stepchildren, oldest being 21 and youngest being 18. So full adult children. Yes, they still need their mom a little bit. I don't really have much of a relationship with my stepchildren currently, as they did separate from their dad recently too. That's a different. We'll talk about that on a different video. So anyway, I just wanted to jump on and introduce myself because I've been, doing some pretty exciting things in my life to get ready for what I am going to share with everybody. Right. So it's the time freedom and the ability to kind of heal myself, because I really lost myself within my job and being a mother and a wife and a daughter, an auntie. All the list goes on and on. And I know there's lots of you out there that can also see that as well, or can say that absolutely, like, I know where you're coming from, right? You get into a routine and you kind of live in chaos. So, you just really don't take the time for yourself. And I always thought taking the time for myself was selfish. Not sure why or how that mindset ever came to me. I think it's just the years of living in chaos and not really knowing, what the next day is going to bring, but also going in so many different directions that you really just lose who you are. And they say, like, spend that half hour to an hour to yourself while you're so exhausted. You don't get up before the kids. You don't sleep past the kids' sleep. Like, it just, your life revolves around everybody else. And there comes a time where you have to choose you. It's taken me a long time to get there. But I have started choosing me, and I couldn't be happier. And I can't express what this business has done for me in so many words. It's given me financial freedom, time freedom, the freedom to heal myself. I know everybody eat, love, pray, right? No, it's not necessarily wrong. Like, you don't, a lot of people don't understand that losing yourself in a marriage can really be a hard thing to deal with, a hard thing to live with, a hard thing to truly understand from the outside. You're in a marriage, but you're very, very alone. And just so, I guess over the last 3 years, I've been, taking the steps I need to take in order to self-heal and self-love again. And I finally got the courage to quit everything that I hated and didn't want to be a part of anymore. And don't get me wrong, I loved being a mother. I love who I am now. But you lose yourself. So yeah. Anyway, where I'm going with this is that in order to trade your time, or in order to get a paycheck, you're trading your time, and time isn't something anybody can get back. So as much as I say I'm trying to be really positive, I do affirmations, and I manifest, and I meditate, and I do all these things, and you just don't feel like you can catch a break. But what this business has done for me is it's given me that break. It's given me the time I need. It's given me everything that I need. And I have been traveling more, which is awesome. I'm going out on an adventure next week by myself. Well, not by myself. I'm going to have my dogs, which you'll meet my dogs. They're pretty awesome, Harper and Wesley. Right now we're sharing them, so that's a little bit hard because I have a smaller place right now, and they're farm dogs. So I just try and see them as much as I can, but it's hard not having them by my side all the time. So next week I'm really looking forward to it because, I'm going to get to be with my dogs full time. And I'm also going to get to be alone. I jumped into a relationship pretty quick after I left my husband. And don't get me wrong, I love him, and I think that we are really good together, and I think that we do have a future together. It's just right now I'm starting to see myself losing myself again. And I never took the time to just be me and to be alone and to do it myself, because I know I can. I used to be a very strong, and I shouldn't say used to, I am a very strong, independent, smart woman that I don't need somebody else. I am so thankful for everybody else in my life. I couldn't ask for a better family and friends and partner. It's just I want to figure out who I am again. I did start doing that, but then, like I said, I got into a relationship really quick, so I find myself not losing myself because of him, but just kind of doing what I did with my being a wife and mother. I'm not doing things that I want to do, things that when I left my husband, I said to myself, you're going to do this. This is something you can do, so just go prove it to yourself. You don't have to prove it to anybody else. And believe me, people are like, what? You're going all alone, like into the wilderness? I'm not going to be all alone. I'm going to be in campsites. It's not going to be like I'm just going to go jump into a bush and pitch a tent. I do also have the dogs, and they're very good protectors of me. They're very big. They're bigger than me. The combined weight of them is twice my size. So, it's going to be an adventure. And I hope that you will come along with me because, like I said, I am going to be in campsites and whatnot, but it'll be nice to have someone to talk to while I'm trying to figure stuff out. And I don't really, I understand, putting yourself out there and doing what I'm about to do is going to get some hate and hopefully get some love, and hopefully I can just share my journey, because sharing my journey means a lot to me. And I've been to counselors, and I've been to therapists, and I've been to psychiatrists, and I've done the work, but at the same time, I'm still losing myself again, and I need to figure out why I'm doing that. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm getting in a car, I'm packing up everything I need to go camping, and I'm loading the dogs, and we're hitting the open road, and I hope you'll join me. So, yeah. I know I'm all over the map because I'm just doing this for the first time. This is my official first video, so please give me some love if you can. Hopefully we can have a journey together. And if not a journey together, you can kind of see what I'm doing, so that maybe other women out there can finally take the steps they need to take to do what's best for them. Setting boundaries. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm setting boundaries. Thanks, everybody.